Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a new round of the Drivers Room Acelith Design Endurance Championship. I'm your commentator for this one, Mr. Slingshot Sherberg. This is Season 2, Round 6, Tier 1, 2026. So, this track and two more to go. And season 2 is over for the Thursday League, and we move into the final season of the year with season 3. So, yeah, Deep Forest then, and the Group 3 machines for the last time this season. We saw the Group 1s last time. That was the very last time we'll ever see the Vision GTs for over a year. And we move over to the hypercars. So, yeah, Deep Forest is sure to be an interesting race. Um, Good, fast, flowing corners, some slow ones in the beginning, and basically a power section in the back straight and the start finish straight. So we'll see how people do it in this one. I predict the Finns and the Ukrainians will be extremely fast in this one, as always. And as we all know, heavy damage exists in Tier 1. Anything can happen, and damage will definitely ruin people's races if they're not too careful. But with that said, with my rambling on, let's head down to the grid, see where everyone qualified, and send the boys off for the final race of Group 3. All right, here we are at the grid, and let's see where everyone qualified so we can send these boys off. In P1 then, we have G-Rabbit as always, Cartman in the Ferrari 296. We have Epu there in the Renault RS01. We have Lysenko in the old Porsche 911. Flappy then in the BMW M4. The BMW. And we have Michalenko in the 296. Huskonen in P7 in the NSX. We have Walker Space in the 296 at PE8. Bacchus P9. We have Gadget in the Audi in P10 and his teammate Vlave in P11. A little wonky Gridwalk, I know, I'm sorry, but let's get this show rolling. Alright, ready to go then. Waiting for 5 lights to go dark. And we're off for round 6. As we go through to turn 1. Very good start for G-Rabbit as always, with Epu now in P2. Managing to take the spot from Cartman immediately as we go into the twisty section and the tunnel. Flappy has moved himself into P4. So we're gonna take a look. Oh, we have some spinning in the background there, so we'll have to take a look back at that. We see it on the minimap. Going through bridge corner. Clean, calm, and collected so far. As we see G-Rabbit got himself a little lead down to his teammate already, so G-Rabbit is definitely not pulling any punches tonight, as he always is. Always going for always going for the big push, always. G-Rabbit is incredibly fast, so all of the flying Finns are. as they go over to start lap 2. These cars are incredibly fun to watch. As we see Cartman in P3, we have Flappy there P4, Huskonen, we have Lysenko, Michalenko, Vox Bacchus, Ivan, and Gadget and Walkerspace into the pits. Taking a look back with Mr. Gadget as we go in chase cam. Let's take a look. Was it an incident between him and Blade? Oh, it was! It was! I think Vlave accidentally clipped Gadget's back bumper. Oh, Gadget turning himself in on Vlave. Ay, ay, ay. That is not good. Taking another look back with Walker then. Understeers right into bridge corner, and Flappy goes on. No, Bacchus goes on the inside, and yeah, I don't know whose fault that is. If it's Walker's, if it's Bacchus is waiting. What is Walker doing? Coming back with the action then in lap 2. I think Walker's pissed off, but Bacchus did wait, so Walker should have just passed. But enough of that, as we see the best sector time there for Eppu, but everyone has a purple sector in lap 2. As we see Cartman chasing down Eppu. We have Flappy. We have Huskonen. We have Lysenko. We have Michalenko. I like everything about Deep Forest in GT7 except for the hairpin. The hairpin is unnecessary. I don't remember how the original track was right now, but I don't think the hairpin was ever there. That's probably the only part of the track I dislike with Deep Forest. But so far, the gang has got everything under control. As we see Huskonen under attack from Lysenko. The old Porsche seems to have a lot of spunk in this race. It's definitely a good, strong car, that the old Carrera 911. As we see Michalenko right behind Lysenko as well. Not able to make any moves on his teammates so far, Michalenko. Very, very close, close-knit battles here, as we see Huskonen trying to go for a move on Flappy. Flappy going very defensive down the start-finish straight. Flappy covering the inside into turn 1. And Flappy still in P4. A little bit of back and forth there from Flappy. Probably a little disconcerting there for Huskonen. The servers have been very bad as of late after Sony's little F-up a week before. Huskonen dropped off Flappy a little bit. Lysenko closing in on Huskonen. Will Lysenko go for a move into the hairpin? No, I think Huskonen has him covered off. We'll have to try and find a way through on the exit. As we see Flappy very wide, very slow out of the hairpin. It's incredibly close now between these three. Lysenko trying to go for a move on the outside there of Huskonen. I think he's going to get the move into turn one. And he's too far behind us. Huskonen outbreaks himself and drops the position to Lysenko anyway. So Huskonen in a Ukrainian sandwich right now. Huskonen really wants to get back up there into the fight with Flappy, but he is struggling a little bit more now. As we see Michalenko very close on the rear end of Huskonen. We have Lysenko closing in on Flappy as well. Very wide out of the hairpin. And Huskonen and Lysenko get slapped with a half-second penalty for extending too much out of the hairpin. As we see, Lysenko is trying to go for the attack still. Trying to go for a move on the inside there, but Flappy has it covered. Flappy very choppy tonight. Of course, it might not have been like that for Lysenko on his screen. And I think Lysenko has a 1 second penalty, so he's extended too much in the out of the turn one and gone too wide. Got himself slapped on another half-second penalty. That's so easy to do. Just get another half-second penalty and another half-second penalty for this track. As we see, Lysenko and Huskonen now both has to serve a penalty. Huskonen will get his position back, but might lose it to Michalenko. As we see Lysenko dropping 2 positions, Huskonen in P6. We have Michalenko going on the outside there of Huskonen, who has the better exit out of the hairpin. I think Michalenko. And Michalenko up into P5. Lysenko dropping 2 positions in that sector. As we see, Huskonen has better speed going out of the final kink. Michalenko on the inside. We have 3-way into the turn 1, and oh, a good move there from Lysenko, but outbraked himself into turn 1. As we see Huskonen still keeping the fight strong here. Michalenko has to try and break away from Huskonen. But Flappy's right ahead. It's not going to get easy getting past Flappy either. As we see Lysenko still trying to give himself an edge. Going on board with Lysenko. Ooh, almost hitting the rear of Huskonen there. As Lysenko overextends too much, gets himself slapped with another half-second penalty. He needs to be careful out of that hairpin. As we see, Huskinen try to defend and attack. Oh, as we see, almost a drifter from Huskinen. Oh, maybe that was net code, but he overextended as well out of that corner. Got himself slapped with the second penalty, so the tables have turned now from Huskinen and Lysenko. A couple of laps ago, the penalties were different between them. Oh, as we see Michalenko cocking up the bridge corner and almost twatting into the wall, as Grim would say, and losing the positions to Huskinen and Lysenko, but I think he will gain that back with the penalties. Huskinen suffers the most out of that as Lysenko takes the inside into the hairpin, and Michalenko goes on the outside, takes Lysenko on the inside there from the outside, and moves himself back up into P5. Very close battles here between Lysenko and Michalenko, as Lysenko tries to go for a move on the start-finish straight into turn 1, and I think he has the move done. The Porsche is extremely strong in this one. It seems to have a lot of power. As we see Michalenko on the inside into the next tunnel. Good little battle here from the two teammates. And we see Huskinen has gotten himself another half-second penalty for overextending, so he needs to be careful. He's going to lose the gap to these boys from collecting too many penalties. I know it's been very one-sided here with Michalenko and Lysenko. We're going to quickly look up the field as we see Eppu there with Cartman. Cartman still not able to get past the Renault RS01. We have racing mediums there for Rabbit, mediums for Eppu and for Cartman. I don't think anyone has gone for soft. As we see Flappy there with mediums, we have mediums there for Lysenko, Michalenko. Huskinen, mediums as well. We have Bakus there with a set of mediums. We have Vlave. We have Walker. And he's gotten more damage on his car after he fixed it. So he had front splitter damage and right wheel damage, and I think he's been into the wall again. As we see Gadget then, very far behind. It's going to be so difficult and frustrating for Gadget to be this far behind. Ay. Incident between two teammates is never fun, but just to say it in Bonix, shit happens. That's the only curse word I'm gonna use for this commentary. So yeah, definitely shit happens. Lysenko and Michalenko then still back together fighting for their lives, as we see Huskinen closing in a little bit again, but he's got so much work to do now. It could be a pit stop around lap 13, 14 for these guys, or they could extend it to a one-stopper. So we'll have to see what they do. The tires have the potential to go to 20 laps. So let's see what the boys will do with their strategies. As we see, Lysenko is not in the danger zone, but he can't really do any mistakes, otherwise his teammate will get past him. Back with Epu and Cartman then. The Finn and the Ukrainian. I think Cartman is just biding his time right now, trying to find a way past the Renault. While Epu is slowing down Cartman, G-Rabbit is just gonna try and run away with it. In testing practice, Epu and G-Rabbit have been very close to each other as well. But I think Epu's job right now is just to slow Cartman down. Do a Sergio Perez from Red Bull. Be a cork in the bottle and make sure the opponents cannot gain ground on the lead driver. As we see, Cartman is closing in, trying to go for a move into the inside, but showing himself in the mirrors of Epu. And Epu still has this one covered. He can't break away from Epu, from Cartman, I mean. So Epu is really trying to break away from the Ukrainian. The gap is not very big between these two. Lysenko gotten himself a little better gap down to Michalenko now. Huskonen has dropped off. He's just trying to conserve tires at this point, I think. As we see Cartman still trying to find a way past Epu. Showing himself in the mirrors. It seems like the Renault is faster down the straight than the Ferrari. Less downforce in Epu's car, perhaps. 260, 264, so Cartman has better speed thanks to the slipstream, but ultimately not able to get past. Good strong battle here, very clean between them, no bumps. Epu is doing a good job of keeping Cartman behind. G-Rabbit is not actually pulling away that fast as I thought he would. What about Lysenko and Michalenko? They're still very close together. Same with Epu and Cartman. As we see Cartman again showing himself in Epu's mirrors. I'm still here. Cartman just waiting for that elusive little mistake from Epu. One slight error into a corner and Cartman will be right there to take P2. I will say this, the 296 has really performed well in seasons 1 and 2 of ADEC this year. It's been a very strong car. Maybe Cartman is driving with a higher downforce than Epu, because he is closing in on a good margin in the twisties, while Epu is managing to hold him off in the straights. So this could definitely be a difference between their downforce settings, where Epu runs less and Cartman runs more. Trying to look for a move there, Cartman. Go for a move into the hairpin. A beautiful executed overtake there from Cartman. And he moves himself into P2. As we see Epu and G-Rabbit now jumping into the pits, already at lap 14. I think Cartman might go for a one-stopper in this one, considering he's still out. Oh my god, look at them tires. The Beamer has definitely munched a lot of its tires. Yeah. Ooh, this could be interesting. Yeah, maybe a couple of more laps and Flappy has to go in as well. As we see Lysenko and Mikhalenko still glued together. As we see a little tiny drift there from Lysenko. And not enough to expose himself to Mikhalenko's presence. Going on board a little bit with Mikhalenko. And Mikhalenko is not able to close in on his teammate. So we see G-Rabbit now down in P5. Waiting for the others to jump into their pit stops. As we see Huskonen again with a half-second penalty. And his rear right has taken a lot of beating. I mean, this car is mid-engine drive. Mid-engine rear-wheel drive. So definitely tearing a lot more on the rears. But yeah, it's munching up that rear right tire. So yeah, I don't think he has too many laps before he has to go in. As we see Bakus still going strong. Could have been higher if he didn't have to wait for Walker. Walker's weird behavior on lap 1 there. He should have just taken his position back. Instead, he just parked behind Bakus. So I'm not sure what to make of it. With Leivdan alone in P10. We have Gadget there alone in P11. Just way behind the rest. So definitely this race is not going to Gadget's plan. As we see Cartman still out in the lead there in P1. And he has been into the wall. Been a little careless there, Cartman. Hitting probably bridge corner like Walker and getting himself some damage. Let's hope that doesn't ruin his race completely. As we see, Flappy's right front has really taken a beating here. He's losing so much grip into the hairpin. As we see Lysenko and Mikhalenko, they have been inseparable all race. Who's gonna pit first? Will it be Lysenko, Mikhalenko? Will they pit at the same time? As we see, G-Rabbit is closing in on these two. Gotta be careful with the exit out of the first corner. As we see, Michalenko is closing in a little bit more now. As Lysenko seems to be struggling a little bit more with tires than his teammate. Drifting out of the tunnel. G-Rabbit closing in. Probably the stress of the fin, the flying fin. Coming up behind. You just hear that amazing V12 from the Aston. G-Rabbit then closing in. There should be nothing the Ukrainians can do against Rabbit. But then again, they're on the same lap, so they're under no obligation to make things easy on G-Rabbit, as we see the fastest lap of the race from him as well, with a 1:27.1. So definitely a fast lap there from Rabbit, as he tries to get past these two Ukrainians. As we see Huskonen into the pits to get himself a new set of tires and another half-second penalty to boot. So yeah, definitely not Huskonen's day or race. Flappy still in P2. We have Cartman in P1 still. Lysenko has managed to pull away a little bit from his teammate. Maybe Michalenko is doing the Sergio Perez move, where he's holding up G-Rabbit for as long as humanly possible. Give Lysenko a little bit more breathing room. We have G-Rabbit now going on the outside into their hairpin to try and make an overtake, but Michalenko covers the inside. As we see G-Rabbit now taking the move, but Michalenko trying to cover it off. Desperately defending P4 there with his life. Michalenko covering the inside into turn 1. And G-Rabbit getting the better exit out of turn 1 and moving himself up into P4. I think most of the guys are gonna start doing their pit stops now. Lysenko and Michalenko desperately need a pit stop. As we see Flappy with a half-second penalty, we have Cartman there. Tires are looking cooked. Right, coming back on lap 29 then. 41 minutes driven. We have G-Rabbit in P2. Cartman has been into the pits as well, and he did not fix his wheel damage, so apparently that does not slow him down as we might have first thought. So Cartman now in a good lead ahead of G-Rabbit. We see Gadget there being lapped. That is usually not a sight we see all that often with Gadget being lapped, but yeah, today has been a very difficult day at the office for Gadget, as he just tries to salvage whatever he can from this race. Yeah, it's been a very, very difficult season for Gadget with transmission issues, and now being lapped by the leaders and G-Rabbit. So definitely not a easy race there for the creator of ADEC Gadget. As we see Flappy then in a three-course battle for P3 with Michalenko and Lysenko still glued together. Going down the start finish straight into turn 1 now. and we have Michalenko trying to close in on the big beamer. As we see, Michalenko seems to have a better groove through this. I hope Flappy isn't this choppy on Michalenko and Lysenko's screens. Because it's very, very distracting to see a car this choppy when you're behind them. So, Michalenko, will he be able to make a move on the Flapster? As we see Gadget in front there, we have G-Rabbit has gotten in front of him as well. Will Flappy, Michalenko, and Lysenko be passing Gadget soon? Will Michalenko and Lysenko be able to steal P3 from Flappy? As they go through to start lap 31, we have 10 laps to go. Michalenko and Lysenko getting a lot of screen time in today's race. One slight mistake from Flappy here, and the two Ukrainians will get past. Drifting through bridge corner there, Lysenko, after touching a little bit too much of the grass slash dirt. Michalenko very close to Flappy's rear end, and Flappy has to go defensive, going down to the hairpin. Nice little train here between three cars. Flappy's not able to break away. It doesn't look like Michalenko and Lysenko is able to close in too much on the Flapster. So we're just going to take a quick look at G-Rabbit, and he is closing in on Cartman. I don't think these boys need another pit stop. G-Rabbit has the fresher tires, so he should be technically good to the very end. As we see Eppo there down in P6. So his pit stops and everything has not gone well. Coming out of the first pit stop, he lost too much time behind his rivals. As we see Huskonen in P7 then. We have Walker Space in front of Bakus. Close little battle here between them for P8. But will Walker be... I'm sorry for saying this. This is nothing against Walker. I'm not biased towards Bakus or anything. But is Walker going to be a little petty and block Bakus's attempts for trying to do an overtake? Or will it be clean? Things can get very heated underneath those helmets, so you never know. We have seen Max Verstappen putting up his middle finger at rivals, so you never know. It is possible, as we see Vlave there in P10, and we have Gadget a little bit further behind him in the same lap. They're both on, Gadget is behind the leaders, so he's not on the lead lap anymore. Cartman then getting closed in by G-Rabbit, so it's not going to be long until we see these two battle for P1. as we see Flappy there with Michalenko and Lysenko in tow. And we do see Lysenko with the better tires out of these three. And Flappy has to dig down deep, hope the tires and the machinery holds now for the last few laps, and that he's able to hold on to P3 for dear life. As we see a little bit of understeer there from Michalenko. Still a little bit until we're gonna see a battle between G-Rabbit, as we see Lysenko going for a move on his teammate and trying to move himself up into P4. And I think he's got the move done, as Lysenko has a higher pace right now. I think staying behind his teammate has helped him save a lot of tires. And now he's going to go for the attack on the Flapster. Flapjack is under heavy pressure currently, as we see him trying his best now to hold off these hungry Ukrainians. One of them might end up on the podium tonight. It's so weird to see Flappy with this severe jumping back and forth. But I think we can blame the Gran Turismo servers for that. As we see, G-Rabbit is closing in, but still not close enough. And Lysenko still a tiny bit gap behind Flappy there, as we see Michalenko losing a little bit in the hairpin. And Flappy still holding on for dear life as they go through the start-finish straight to start lap 35. And we go into the finishing stages of the race, as we see Lysenko showing himself in Flappy's mirrors there to say that he's here, and one mistake and I gotcha. Right up in the exhaust pipes now of Flappy. That big burly Beamer is good, a good strong car, but I think the lighter, more agile Porsche is definitely the car with the edge right now. So we see Lysenko with a dive out of bridge corner, but I think the Beamer has more grunt up the straight and up the hill. Lysenko is really looking for the move now, very aggressive, as Flappy goes for a highly defensive move into the hairpin, moving himself back into the racing line, trying to cut off Lysenko. Beautiful defending there from Flappy. Good experienced and routine driver there, Flappy. Yes, he goes a little too wide. Same with Lysenko out of the hairpin, and they both get slapped with a half-second penalty. This could be Michalenko's gain there. As we see, G-Rabbit is very close to Cartman now. I think we have to stick with Cartman and G-Rabbit for the moment, as they go through the final stages of the race. But this is very exciting. We got two battles going on here for the battle for P3, battle for P1. Will G-Rabbit be able to make a move into the hairpin? We have to look back on Michalenko, Lysenko, and Flappy after we see them go through the hairpin here. I don't think G-Rabbit is able to make a move. As we see Flappy, we have Lysenko has made the penalty, and Michalenko was not able to gain too much. He's on the outside into the hairpin. Will the move stick then for Michalenko? And he has better speed down the start-finish straight and the hill. But Flappy covers the inside, and I think the Ferrari might have the better speed out of this one, as we see the Porsche. Also, not a slow car down the straight, as we see Flappy covers off the two Ukrainians going into the turn one now. To the turn one. As we see who's going into the pits, maybe to do a fastest lap of the race. And Flappy still trying to cover off these two, as we see Epu also closing in. We have G-Rabbit also in P2 trying to take his P1 back. Flappy then defending and battling for his dear life. I've never seen Flappy under this much pressure before, as he has to hold off not one, not two, but three cars now, as Epu is closing in on this battle. We still see Gadget there in front of them, and yeah, a big train now of four cars trying to battle for P3, as we see Epu has done an amazing job just trying to get into this fight, and he could take advantage of any mistakes going on now. As we see Lysenko on the inside of Mikhalenko into the hairpin, making himself up into P4. We have Epu now closing in on the battle as well, trying to find a way past Mikhalenko. Will there be enough room? Will there be enough laps for everyone to be happy with overtakes and battling tonight? Flappy is doing an amazing job now, as we see Cartman has dropped down to P2, and G-Rabbit taking the lead for the moment. We have to go back to Flappy though, because the excitement is really more on the battle for P3, as we see Lysenko, Mikhalenko, Epu all trying to get past the Brit. Or the Irish fella. I think Flappy was Irish. So he really wants to get away from these three people, as they now all battle for P3, as we hear the roar of the Audi in front there of Gadget. Gadget then hasn't been lapped by these four yet, but they are definitely closing in, as we see Flappy also just trying every time to go defensive into the end of the straight, as we see a little touch there maybe from Lysenko as they go through the hairpin, and we have a spin there for Epu. Looking back with Epu and Mikhalenko, what happened? As we see oh, and yes, that was definitely Mikhalenko's fault, as Mikhalenko does the honorable thing there and waits for Epu to regain his position. Ay, ay, ay. Very good behavior there from Mikhalenko. As we see, Flappy has overextended into the hairpin and lost now position to Lysenko. Gotten himself a half-second penalty. We have a lot of battling here, a lot of slamming into the cars. Oh, guys, be careful. As bumping is sort of allowed, but crashing is not. You can bump a tiny bit, but don't make it go too violent. I can't speak because the action has been too intense. But yeah, Flappy then might lose this unless he gets a better exit, and it looks like he did get a little better exit out of the bridge corner, but he's definitely going to lose a second now to Lysenko. Lysenko now going for the move into the hairpin. Flappy still on the inside. Is he gonna try and get back? Flappy is not giving up. Flappy has this one covered, as we see Lysenko with a better exit out of the hairpin. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose my mind. As we see Flappy then going down the start-finish straight, still in P3 with Lysenko still chasing him, and Lysenko going behind Flappy to try and use some of that slipstream into turn 1. We see Flappy's tires are completely cooked compared to Lysenko, as Lysenko tries to go on the inside, but Flappy covers him off. What is up with Cartman and G-Rabbit? G-Rabbit has just left Cartman behind. As we see Flappy then and Lysenko, they still are battling it out. And Cartman on Flappy on severely worn tires. And Michalenko has a half-second penalty. That probably didn't do Michalenko any favors with sort of pit maneuvering Epu out of the way. But then again, he did wait for his opponent to regain the position. As we see Gadget with a half-second penalty, so he's been a little overextending as well. Flappy going defensive again down the back straight and trying to cover off Lysenko. And with these worn tires, I am amazed that Flappy is still able to keep this car going as fast as it is. So will Lysenko be able to make a move here? Flappy going defensive into every corner he can, just to cover off the Ukrainian. As we go on to the final lap of the race now, with Flappy and Lysenko, they have been fighting for more than 15 laps. They have been together for a long time, and I think Flappy really just wants a break after this one. He wants to loosen up and maybe go punch something. Maybe take a cold shower. Maybe take a cold bath with ice cubes. Who knows? But or maybe a shot of whiskey. But Flappy then, it's going to be down to the wire on the last turn. We have G-Rabbit going there into the final hairpin for the final time of the race. As we see Gadget with a half-second penalty, he has to serve it. But we see Flappy's right front is damn nearly cooked. As we see Lysenko on the outside, he goes on the inside into the hairpin, trying to make one final move and pushing Flappy away. I don't know if that was a push to pass. It kind of looked like a push to pass. All right, let's take a look. It's going to be down to the stewards anyway if this gets reported. But taking a look back with Lysenko as it goes on in the inside there, just fooling Gadget, Flappy, I mean, and it kind of looked like he pushed him away. So that could be a push to pass, and I don't think Flappy's too fond of that. That could, Flappy is definitely not happy. Lysenko should have given that up. He's not happy. He's not happy. That could be a potential post-race penalty there for Lysenko. But then again, up to the stewards to say I have no influence in that. As we see Epu in the P5, would have had an amazing battle if he didn't get pitted by Michalenko, but Michalenko did the thing with as you should in driver's room and wait. We have Walker P9, P8 and P9 for Bacchus. We have P10 there for Vlave, as we're gonna follow him into the finish. All right, that was it for round 6, tier 1 and season 2 of ADEC, or the Drivers Room Acelith Design Endurance Championship. Just to say the next round will be Grand Valley Speedway or Motorway, Highway. with the Group 2s, but it's going to be the short layout, and that's going to be interesting. That's barely going to be a subpar 1 minute, I think. But yeah, that's going to be a fast track. And we know how fast the Group 1s are, so yeah, definitely going to be an interesting one. But yeah, let's go to this one. A lot of action after we came back with the boys on lap 29, and we had Flappy defending P3 for his life. Um, yeah, it could be a post-race penalty there for Mr. Lysenko. That could have been a little push to pass. I know he was eager to try and make one final move, but I have a feeling that could potentially be looked down upon by the stewards. So definitely going to be interesting to see um, the results and judgment of that incident. But yeah, we had Walker Space in the beginning. Not too happy with Bacchus, but then again, Bacchus waited for him to get him past. So the behavior Walker showed there, I am not sure what to make of it, but I'm sure there's going to be some inquiries there as well. Um, there could be things talked about, maybe warnings given. But yeah, other than that, this was an exciting race, and my throat is completely sore now because yeah, that those last few laps were highly exciting, and the battle and respect from Lysenko and Flappy and those last two laps were amazing to watch, but or last few laps were amazing to watch, but definitely there could be some post-race inquiries here that could mix up the grid order again. But that is it for Tier 1. Um, Gadget, very unlucky. I hope he has better luck in the next one. There are probably going to be some internal talk in TMB. But yeah, as I said, that is the Tier 1 race. Watch out tomorrow for Tier 2 when that gets released later in the evening. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. I have been Slingshot Cherberg, and I will see you in the next one.